Well, everybody, it is official. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond has gotten an official trailer that we have all been waiting so patiently and fervently for many, many years. I am extremely excited. So let's go ahead and spend a few minutes talking about it. So, the trailer was amazing. The graphics look fantastic. I cannot wait to get my hands on the game. The game is coming out in 2025. So, unfortunately, we do have to wait a little bit longer for the release of the game. We have to wait the rest of this year and possibly into the beginning quarter of next year. But to be honest with you guys, I am full on okay with waiting because we have waited so long as it is. And I have absolutely no problem with waiting any longer. I mean, I would love if the game came out this year, but you know what? It's going to be probably the biggest Nintendo title of 2025. Oh my god, I am so excited. So, we didn't get a heck of a lot from the reveal trailer. We found out, however, the biggest, in my opinion, the biggest news, is that Sylix from Metroid Prime Hunters is going to be the antagonist, which I am extremely excited about, because while I never really liked Metroid Prime Hunters, I did think that the introduction of said Hunters was excellent, and I think that, you know, expanding the mythos of the Metroid series is very good for the series as a whole. And, you know, introducing the Hunters as well in Prime Hunters, we're not gonna, who knows, we might actually get more than just the Hunters of Sylix. We might actually get, well, I don't actually know all the names off the top of my head, but we might get the other Hunters as well. We never know. But we saw Sylix with the Metroids, which, in my opinion, is just an incredible thing to look at. So, my biggest question, to be honest with you guys, is Phazon still going to be a thing? I mean, it's very well likely that it could be. But, you know, with the subtitle Beyond, it's kind of strange, like, what is in store for the game, you know? The subtitle is Beyond, so perhaps Beyond means that we are going beyond the threat of the Phazon itself, because perhaps it could be, you know, post, like, it looks like we're going to have some sort of, god damn, I cannot get on this thing. It looks like we're going to have some sort of, crap, I can't freaking talk. Some sort of Galactic Federation type of shenanigans, which we tend to get into when it comes to these games. It seems that the game starts off with Samus getting a distress signal from the Galactic Federation, which could mean that the entire game is going to take place on a Galactic Federation outpost, or we could have planet hopping like we did in Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. All I know at this moment is that I am so excited. I'm like drooling at the prospect of a Metroid Prime 4, and it's sorry guys, can I just like gush for a few seconds here, because we've been waiting since 2017 when the game was first announced. It is 2024, which means that this game, after the transfer of the development over to Retro Studios, which is also cool that Retro Studios is going to be involved in the project, of course. When the official release of it was canceled initially because they were not happy with the product, they switched to Retro Studios to help finish the project. And it seems to me that Retro is giving their all to the graphics alone. I mean, the graphics even trump anything regarding how Metroid Prime Remastered looks, which is ridiculous in and of itself, because Metroid Prime Remastered is one of the best looking games on the Switch, and we're getting a game that looks better than that. So I have a theory going on. So we knew that this Nintendo Direct was going to have absolutely nothing to do with the Switch's successor, which is most likely going to be a Nintendo Switch 2. But here's my sort of headcanon with the release of Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, and that is, I honestly think that Prime 4 is going to be a dual console release. So what does that mean? So this is definitely not something new to Nintendo, because Zelda is very big on dual console releases, because most of their games have been released on dual consoles. So we had the first one that was released on dual consoles was Legend of Zelda. What was it? It was crap. What was it? I can't remember which game it was. Oh, Breath of the Wild was dual console. Breath of the Wild, but they also have other. No. The first one was Twilight Princess. My bad. Where they released on both the Wii U and the Nintendo GameCube at the same time. So here's my guess. I very much believe that the Metroid Prime 4 is going to be a dual console release that's going to release on both the Switch and whatever the Switch's successor is. Since obviously we're getting the Switch's successor next year, as has been sort of informed by multiple media outlets. So my hope is that, actually, I have a theory that if it is a dual console release, then it's going to be a Nintendo Switch 2 launch window, obviously, and that it's going to have special features that only the Switch 2 release will have, whereas the Switch 1 will not have those special features. That will probably encourage people more likely to buy the Switch 2 release of Metroid Prime 4. But then again, this is just an idea I had in my mind, because given how... Did I do them all? I don't think I did them all. Hold on. But given that it's going to be releasing next year, it does make a lot of sense that it would coincide with the release of the Nintendo Switch 2, or whatever the tentative title of the console is. I'm hoping that the game blows everyone's expectations out of the water, and it becomes one of the best-selling games in the franchise. Metroid Dread sold over 3 million copies on the Switch. Metroid Prime Remastered sold over 1 million copies on the Switch. So, given that the Switch has been very lucrative for the Metroid series, I would not in any way technically be surprised if Metroid Prime 4 becomes the best-selling game in the Prime trilogy, and possibly one of the best-selling games in Metroid's Onslaught. I mean, the graphics look freaking fantastic. I can't wait to get my hands on it. My biggest question, though, is actually what are going to be some of the unique mechanics? What's going to be some of the what's going to be the beam ammo system? Is there going to be a beam ammo system like there is in Metroid Prime 2 and 3? Is it going to be stackable beam weapons like it is in Prime 3? Or is it going to be a multitude of beam weapon upgrades the same way that it is in Metroid Prime 1 and 2? I personally would rather see beam weapon combos the way that I do in Metroid Prime 2 and 3, or 2 and 1, rather than in 3. I much would rather have that sort of switching between beam ammo types, rather than in Prime 3, where instead of switching between beam ammo types, you just have one main weapon that has the beam stack. I don't know, for me, like, when it comes to Prime should just have the beam ammo types, like, separated like they do. Prime 3 went a different route that's similar to the regular Metroid games, and I applaud them for doing that. But given that we're working with a brand new game on relatively old hardware, or new hardware comparatively to other systems, I'm hoping that they don't do that and they go with the separated beam ammo expansions. If the trailer is anything to note, though, if you look in the bottom left corner of the screen on the actual on the status screen, you see that, like, there's 4 potential options for visors, there's 4 potential options for beam weapons. So I'm hoping, what I really want to see is, I want to see if they're going to go with different beam weapons, like, give us an arrow beam, which is a wind-based weapon, give us a hydro beam, which is a water-based weapon, give us a terra beam, which is an earth-based weapon. You know, I've been thinking about that in particular for the longest time, because Metroid Prime 1 gave us fire, ice, and lightning, and Metroid Prime 2 gave us dark, light, and neutral. So I was thinking that, well, dark light and sound, I guess. So I was thinking that for Metroid Prime 3, or 4 rather, we could get earth, wind, and water, you know? Because if we're going by the colloquial definition of elements in the universes of different games, earth, wind, and water are not used very often when it comes to elemental abilities. But yeah, that's pretty much kind of my, like, fan theory, I guess. We'll have to wait and see when more trailers come out. I'm sure they're going to release at least another trailer or two before the games officially come out. But what do you guys think? So let me know in the comment section down below. This has been ZDS. Make it your fun one video at a time, and I will see you guys in the next one.